What's up, guys? So I am happy to announce after working all summer, I got some practice tests that are going to be coming online that you guys can take. Oh, I spilt my pizza on this page. Hold on. I just ate lunch. Where's my notebook? This might work. Here we go. Yeah, so I have a brand new practice test that's online now, and it's available for you guys to take. What's up, guys? ELA test is online. Cool. So what this is, and like I should probably explain what this is, like why I've been working on it and why I haven't been doing as many streams as possible, is because I've been building problems for you guys to use, and now that it's October, I want to like allow you guys to like use the material that I've been working on. So I have the practice test that's on my website, tylertutor.com. What's up, guys? So if you haven't taken the free practice test that's there, go and give it a shot, and it'll give you your grade instantly, and it's totally free. So I recommend that you guys do that just to get an idea of what your score is. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me to work on math during these streams, and I'm happy to because it's easy to do each problem, but it's super hard to do ELA because like I don't want to sit here while you guys read like an entire passage. So what I did was I made ELA tests. I have 3 tests, or like, excuse me, 3 full sections, 3 ELA sections. And they contain the exact same things as you will see on the test. I had to go to the same resources that the city uses to get their material, and I got material from that. So what the big announcement is that I'm opening up a materials store on my website. So if you guys need more materials to study with, I'm going to be releasing stuff online that you guys can purchase and study with. Let me pull up my website right now so I can give you an exact link on what's going on. Man, it has been, by the way, super busy time of year. Just obviously with like the tests coming up, it's been crazy, but I'll be like better about streaming more often and all that stuff. So yeah, go to my website. It just updated now. The tests are like under $5. They're like really cheap, and everything else on my website and my YouTube is free. So I'd appreciate if you could, support a little bit. And also, they're very good questions, very good questions, and very well made, if I do say so myself. And based on how you do on the sections, will be definitely an indicator of how you'll do on the test. So that being said, what do I want to do this video? I want to do ELA because we're going to be doing ELA with these sections, and I'll be making videos to go over the sections when they're done. So just once again, one more time, just before I move on to the actual stream today, my website, tylertutor.com, just got a brand new store where I sell study materials. So if you have been studying and you're looking for some more poetry, or you're looking for some more reading comps, or you're looking for some more grammar questions or whatever, I got full ELA sections, 100% original material. They're not janky tests. Like some of the SHSAT books are kind of janky. Like I know the Barron's book last year was like, they just put an insert in it, you know what I mean? This is like solid material available for purchase online. So that's the spiel. That's the big announcement, is that I finally am putting out this book, and every week I will update, and there will be more. There will be more material every week. Okay, so let me bust out an ELA test, and let's look at this. Let's look at this. All right, bang. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of emails from people about poetry and stuff like that. So I kind of want to go over a little bit of that today if we can. Early warning. Oh yeah, we did this poem last time. Okay. Hold on. How are you guys doing? Are you guys feeling good about the test coming up? Are you guys freaking out, or are you feeling confident? Are people freaking out? Are you like finding that you're waking up in the middle of the night screaming? Like what's going on with you guys? Let's see. That's test A. This is test B. Cool. Kind of stress. Yeah, totally. Yeah, man. Freaking out and stressed for sure, man. Yeah, and dude, because you're nervous, that's how you know that it's actually happening. Like if you weren't nervous, that would be like a really bad thing. You'd have to like check your pulse and stuff to make sure you're still alive. Let's get either barely off or barely ahead to cut out. Yeah, so if you're right around the cutoff there, that just means you need to work a little bit harder leading up to the test, and that's what we're going to be doing today for the next 50 minutes or so. I have to leave a little bit early today because I have a tutoring session. I've been nonstop tutoring. I have like infinity students right now. But if you're looking for a little bit extra help, definitely check out those ELA sections on my website. All right, so let's go through this ELA section, all of us together, and let's figure out how this works. We're gonna figure out A, how to do the problems, B, how to identify the problem types, and C, how to avoid trap answers. So can y'all read this? Is it too potato quality? I've been accused of that in the past. Let me zoom in, enhance. All right, chill. So let's look at this first one. During the nightly news segment about a cooking contest, a reporter talked to some of the people who did the best in the contest. I feel like we've done this one before. It is to answer Roy Kang's, it's a digital PDF. So you can use it on your phone. The font is big enough to use on your phone or your computer, or you can print it out and it's the same as an actual test like this. It actually looks just like this. So let's look at this first sentence. What we're looking for is the most precise language. Now, these are kind of controversial questions, but one way that you can figure out how to do it is you got to find out what is not precise about talk to some people who did the best. Well, the first thing that I notice is not precise is this word talked. Like, yeah, the reporter is talking, but that doesn't give us too much of a description. It's okay, but it doesn't give us too much of a description. And if you look at the other ones, converse, spoke, discussed, interviewed, those are pretty specific, yeah? Then we have some people who did the best in the contest, and that's kind of like all one thing. Now, that's a general kind of thing. Some people who did the best, are we talking to the top three? Are we talking to the people who made the cut? Like, are these the people that go on to the next round? We don't know. We just know that there are some of them, which means more than one, and that they did their best in the contest. Okay, so we know there's a contest. Maybe we can find something more specific there. So let's look at A, conversed with some of the people who won the contest. Now that fixes the first one. Conversed is definitely more descriptive than talk, but some of the people who won the contest, that to me doesn't, people who won the contest, normally there's one winner, right? So the context of this doesn't say it's a weird contest. With a contest, there's one winner. So the people who won the contest, not feeling great about it. Spoke, that's more specific to the three contestants who did well, right? Now, this is better than who did the best in the contest, which I already think is suspect because it should be better or whatever. But who did well, that's still a little vague. Discussed the contest with some of the wieners. That's pretty good. Discussed is kind of weird though, because does a reporter nightly news segment just discuss things with people? I don't know. I didn't like A and I don't like B, but I'm going to keep C open. Interviewed the top three contestants. Well, that's just bang, spot on, right? So instead of talked, we're interviewing. And that makes total sense for a nightly news segment to be interviewing people. And the top three contestants, I know exactly who they are. They're first, second, and third place. Whereas with this one, some of the winners, that's very weird. Some of the winners, is second place a winner? If your friend got third place, would you say congratulations on winning? That to me doesn't really make too much sense. And that's how we arrive at D. Bang. You guys have any questions about that? You guys have any complaints about that? Or any compliments you want to give to that question? 20 spots for 9th grade retake. Yeah, dude, it is tight on the retake. Let's keep cruising. I see. All right, wait. Oh, okay, we've already done this one, haven't we? Okay, cool, because I want to move to the reading comprehension anyways. Oh, moving through mountains, this one. Yeah, let me zoom out. We should do this one. Okay. Can you guys, like, read this, or is it, like, potato quality? Oh, My tripod just like totally died on me for a second. Hold up. What is going on? Okay, better. All right, sorry about that, bros. I just had like I'm continuing to have a tripod malfunction. Hold up. Man, just like everything is falling apart, man. I'll tell you what. All right. So I just tried to get the passages, but it gave me a message that it's not working at the moment. So there should be on my website, if you go to shop, then you can click on the link to get the passages. So just go to tylertutor.com and then in the drop down menu, check out shop and you can purchase the ELA section and I'll send it to you within a business day for sure. Would you consider the Kaplan books as good study material? You know, honestly, I don't think Kaplan books, I think Kaplan books are okay. They're not the best, but Kaplan at the very least updates their material all the time. So I've had some students who take Kaplan tests and who are like, wow, that was way too hard. And then I've looked at some Kaplan tests and I've seen different things that aren't like, for example, in the revising editing section, this first section, they have never asked about parallel language. But in a Kaplan book, there was like a question that said, how do we fix the parallel language in here? And that's not, I mean, I control F and searched parallel language in the whole handbook, it's not mentioned. So I think it was just them kind of taking a couple extra liberties to get questions. But it's an okay book. I suggest getting my ELA section, of course. I think it's way better. Okay, so let's look through this passage, Moving Through Mountains, and let's just talk about some of the grammar stuff that's inside of it. If you guys don't have this passage or don't know how to access it, you could just search online SHSAT Student Handbook, and we're in test form A. So go ahead and take a second just to look at this, but you don't need to read it, really. I would just kind of skim it. That's just like generally how I do it, but if you want to take a second and read it, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and slide over to the questions because a lot of times you can answer the questions on this without having to like read the entire thing. All right, so here's the passage. So let's hit this first one. Which sentence should be added after sentence 5 to introduce the main topic of the passage? So read this intro paragraph really quick and tell me what you think the answer should be. Who's got an answer for number 4? Oh, there was sound. I think I was just waiting. What up, Raygon? F. So we got one guy sliding in saying F. Anybody else? Okay, Anita is coming in and saying G. Anything else? Leo coming in saying G. Anita, ooh. All right, well, just a couple more seconds and we'll go over this. Number 4. Mango Cool thinks it's G too. So we got 3 people co-signing G. KB Life changing his answer to G. Now, KB Life, why did you change your answer, man? Or lady? Sizzy Bean, Sizzle Bean, hey. G, Jack Boy G. Everybody's jumping on G, man. So one thing I'd like to point out with this one is, yeah, so just to show what they have to do as a company to make wrong answers wrong. So in this entire thing, number 1 is saying necessity is the mother of invention. That's kind of general. Centuries of human ingenuity in the face of obstacles. Now they're talking about the obstacle, the Swiss Alps, a mountain range, such an obstacle. Roads and railways had to navigate around them or through a tunnel, right? And it was time consuming and lame. In 2016, these burdens were erased with the completion of Bang, 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 our main topic. Now, with F, notice what noun it starts with, leaders from several European countries. Now, that changes the kind of the topic from obstacles in the tunnel to the leaders. And we haven't mentioned leaders before. So, even looking at the rest of them, your E changes it to the construction of the tunnel. So what I like about G and what I like about H is they both start with the main noun of the sentence. So with G, which I think is right, guys, the Gotthard Base Tunnel is the world's longest and deepest railway tunnel, stretching 35.5 miles straight through the base of the Swiss Alps. That describes exactly what it is and is a much more descriptive way to end the paragraph than just saying it was eased with the completion of the tunnel. This describes the tunnel in more detail, and the rest of the passage is about that tunnel too. So let's look at the next sentence. Really quick, while I'm folding this piece of paper, read paragraph 2. Read paragraph 2 right there, bros. Great. And whenever you're ready, answer number 5. Give me some answer, guys. I would put on some music in the background, but my videos get blocked when I do that. Or they used to get copy striked, and I don't want to like lose my good standing with YouTube. Otherwise, I'd put on lo-fi hip-hop beats to study too. Okay, we got one Kai. We got Anita, ooh, coming in with B. But she put a question mark, so just barely B. And remember, it's not about speed, it's about accuracy, bros. KB coming in with A. Okay. Leo's coming with A. Nana came in with B. Red Gun coming in with A. And Dear Patel coming in with C. All right. So does anyone think the answer is D? No? All right, let's go over this. So notice what I underlined here, guys. I underlined follow and support, right? So the key here is support. We have to support sentence 7. So what does sentence 7 say? The tunnel was created through the use of tunnel boring machines, which are giant drills with a flat rotating head called cutter head, right? So we need to support that sentence. Let's, for example, let's look at C first. Engineers had considered making a tunnel under the mountains for many years, but it was impossible to do without modern tunnel boring machines. Okay, and then it goes back to talking about afterwards each of the tunnel boring machines used during construction. So this kind of aside about the engineers planning on making the tunnel doesn't necessarily support what the 7 says, because the 7 doesn't really bring up engineers. We really want to focus on this machine, right? Because that's what 7 talks about. Also with D, which is incorrect, What is wrong with it is depending on the geology of the area where the tunnel is created, that changes the subject to the geology. And that doesn't really support how it was created through one tunnel, right? Like we don't care about other tunnels. So bang and bang. So now we're down to these two answers, right? The legend, please. What's up, man? You put B. B definitely. It's definitely B. All right. Well, yeah, that is actually true. And what's wrong with A then, right? The tunnel boring machine, we're still talking about tunnel boring machine, is helpful to tunnel builders in the modern era. That sounds totally reasonable, right? And has been an improvement over dynamite. Now, that's okay. The improvement over dynamite part, it's like, why? Why did you bring that up? That didn't, we're not talking about the competition between old methods and new methods, right? So that is a little bit of a non sequitur. Whereas this says these enormous tunnel boring machines function like a cheese grater with the cutter head grinding slowly through rock and stone. That definitely supports the description of the tunnel builder in here. It's talking about the giant drill, flat rotating head called cutter heads. Here we mention the giant drill, and we mention how the heads work. So without introducing new ideas, without introducing new things like dynamite and the geology, all we're doing is staying very specific, and we're just talking about cutter heads. Yeah. So what was the big announcement? Oh, James King. I opened up a like a shop where you can buy study materials on my website. It's just like a PayPal thing, and you can just buy like half tests. So I just released my first one. It's a half ELA test, and yeah, you can study up. So yeah, the answer here is B. Totally. Do you guys have any questions, concerns, or compliments about that? All right, so notice that I only read the paragraph once I got to the paragraph. What are some math topics you need to know? If you're looking for just like general math stuff, bro, check out my practice tests on my website. They're free, and or the diagnostic is free to take. Just click take a test, and that is a pretty, like I'm telling you guys, that's a pretty good example of what type of math stuff they have coming up on the test. All right, so let's move on. We're going to stay in paragraph 2 for the time being, and we're going to do the very next question. Where should sentence 11 be moved in order to improve the organization of the second paragraph? Again, if you're looking for topics on which topics you need to know, I would check out my practice tests on my site. They do a pretty good job. All right, why isn't this not folding? Nice. All right, there you go. Cool. So where should sentence 11 be moved in order to improve the organization? We like to be nice and organized of the second paragraph, 6 and 11. Give me some answers, guys. Hit me with it. And if you guys don't already know, hi, maybe. Oh, H, maybe. Yeah, I thought you said hi, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so we got our first answer coming in. Oh, 3 people coming in with H, 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 KB Life. All right, yeah. So between 9 and 10. So let's look to see what sentence 11 talks about. After that, now that's a huge Q. After what, right? 4 million cubic meters of concrete or enough concrete to build whatever were used to construct and support the tunnel. So we need to talk about all this concrete, the construction of the tunnel, supporting of the tunnel. And right now it follows a sentence that says this massive project cost 12 billion. That has nothing to do with the concrete, constructing, or supporting the tunnel physically, right? So we do need to move it. Now, most people seem to be hovering around 9 and 10. Mango Cool is confused, but just keep your ears open, buddy. I'm sure you'll get it. So between 9 and 10, let's look at what 9 says. During the 17-year, oh, look at that, construction period, 28 million tons of rocks were removed, enough to build the Great Pyramid of Giza 5 times. Wow. So they're talking about constructing, they're talking about how much rock was removed and how big that could be, visualizing. That's what this sentence talks about. It talks about the size of the concrete that they're pouring in, how big visually it would seem, right, when they're constructing it. So those two sentences talk about the same type of thing. And because of it, we need to group them together to be better organized. Just like think about when your desk is organized. All the things that are the same, all the pencils are next to each other. All of your math homework is next to it. All of your books are next to each other. I don't, erasers, whatever, they're with your pencils. So when you're thinking of organization, especially the organization of a paragraph, it's super important to look at the meaning of the sentence and put sentences with similar meanings next to each other, because we're not talking about the price, right? We're not talking about between 6 and 7 when the construction began, right? We're not talking about between 8 and 9 these length of football, 4 football fields, the size of the machine. We hadn't brought up the construction yet, but once 9 starts talking about construction, we can put that one right afterwards. All right, dudes, let's do the last one here. Oh no, it's not the last one, but it's the last one on this piece of paper. All right, bros. So here we go. This one is super easy, I think, but some people have a problem with it. Yeah, you get a free t-shirt. I just sent one to Exano yesterday, actually. So yeah, if you get a 200,000 points, you get a free t-shirt. You get free merch. That's the only way. I don't sell merch on my site. I just sell practice materials. If you want free merch, you got to get bonus points. Or you got to write a really good email and I'll send it to you. All right, so let's read this paragraph. Do you get points? I don't know. You got to earn them in the session here, and I haven't really given any yet. So let's look at this question. Which sentence presents information that shifts away from the main topic of the third paragraph? That's this paragraph right here. Light up, hit me with some answers, guys. Hit me with some answers. All right, we got Leo coming in really fast with D. Okay, anybody else? I should like put my pen on it or something so it doesn't. Anita agrees. Dear Patel thinks it's C. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Anita cosigns D. All right, so let's look at this. Now, keep in mind, Mango also thinks it's D. We need to find out what the main topic of the third paragraph is, and what we do, how do we do that is we find it by finding out the meaning of each of the sentences in the paragraph, right? So by 2020, the high-speed, oh, that's like in 2 years. The high-speed railway will carry a ton of freight trains, a ton of cars, most traveling really fast, right? It will be faster, so we're still talking about the speed for people to travel between Northern and Southern Europe. The travel time, we're still talking about how long it takes between the European cities, blah, 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 will be reduced by an hour, right? So now we kind of move on here. Many European leaders compare the tunnel to the Channel Tunnel, a 33-mile underwater tunnel that connects the UK and France. Okay, so that is a tunnel that overcame an obstacle and stuff. While there is no roadway on the Channel Tunnel, people can drive their cars onto special trains that will carry vehicles through the other side. So we go from talking about the speed of the Gotham Tunnel, the speed of the Gotham Tunnel, the speed of the Gotham Tunnel, how the Gotham Tunnel is very similar to the Channel Tunnel, and then we talk about the Channel Tunnel, how people can't drive and they have to like be loaded onto some sleds. The main topic of this third paragraph is not information about the Channel Tunnel. They changed the topic. Now, comparing the Gotham Tunnel to the Channel Tunnel is fair. I mean, they're both tunnels that cut down time. But then to be talking just specifically about the Channel Tunnel and not even mentioning if the Gotham Tunnel is the same or not, that shifts away from the topic of the paragraph and, frankly, the topic of the whole thing, right? Because we're talking about the Gotham Tunnel, not this Channel Tunnel. So that's why the answer is D, bros. All right. All right, 2 more on this passage. Makes sense, yeah. All right. Sentence 18. Oh, okay, cool. So now we're down to the like conclusion paragraph. They want us to talk about it. Notice, guys, that I'm not just reading the whole thing and then answering the questions. I'm answering questions as I go, right? Oh, thanks, Sizzle. Yeah, man, I've been a tutor for the SHSAT for way too long, man. I know this test. That's why you should get my ELA test on my website. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this last paragraph. Which transition phrase should be added to the beginning of sentence 18? That's right here. All right, guys, give this one a shot. Tell me what you think. Yeah, and Patel, yes, I do teach math. Most of my other live streams are almost totally math. Oh, so we got one person coming in G. Okay. Anita. No, we will not be talking about math. Mango thinks it's G2, but he also has a question. Mark? Yeah, well, I'm going to be covering math next week in the next stream. This one is just ELA to announce the release of the ELA half of the practice test that I put on my website. KB Life cosigns it. So a lot of people are leaning towards G. Let's talk about it. Now, with a transition phrase, we need to make sure that it transitions from the previous to the next clean. You know what I mean? So let's look at the previous sentence, let's look at the next sentence, and let's see how to connect them like two train cars, right? Just as traffic congestion leads to the construction of local transport, natural formations such as mountain ranges have also sent people underground for faster, easier, and cheaper methods. So basically, they're talking about how like we utilize under the ground to be efficient with traveling. Cool. There is renewed interest in constructing innovative methods of transportation that will help eliminate problems associated with traveling to and from areas. Okay, so we need something to slide into the previous one and into the next one. So let's just look at the other answers first. Let's look at E. Although the Gothard-based tunnel is mainly for freight trains, there is renewed interest in constructing methods of transportation. Now, that word although is like saying however. So it's like saying, however, this tunnel was constructed for freight trains, but there is this new interest. Those aren't opposing things. That although kills this. With the Gothard base tunnel taking 10 years to complete, there is now a renewed interest. I don't think the amount of time it took to complete it renewed interest in people's like tunnel like dreams or whatever. Because of the successful completion of the Gothard Base Tunnel, there is a renewed interest. Now, that is a good one because they're talking about how people need to go underground to be more efficient. Then it says, after we completed building this bad boy, people are like, whoa, I'm kind of renewed in my interest in getting it. Like, they read this article, they're like, whoa, it's pretty cool. And then DH, as the number of trains using the Gothard Base Tunnel increases, there is a renewed interest. I don't think the more trains that go through the tunnel, the more interested people will be. I think they completed this tunnel and people were like, whoa, that's pretty interesting. And that's a nice slide from 17 into 18. So yeah, if you guys said G, you're right on the money. That's really, really nice. All right, so let's do this last question. And then I will be taking some questions and then I got to get out of here. I have another tutoring session right at 6. So I need to like go and like eat. I need to eat, yeah. I've been working on SHSATs way too much, man. But you guys are gonna do great. If you're here and you're studying, that's such a good sign because you guys have a whole month. Asian God, what's up? All right, last one. Which concluding sentence should be added after sentence 18 to support the topic presented in the passage? So what they're looking for is a conclusion. Where was I last week? I was traveling. I was like on an airplane. I couldn't stream. I was in Seattle. All right, Patel, right away. It's got that B going on. Anybody else? KB coming in with B. KB, you've been doing good this one, man. A couple of you guys. Patel, you've been doing good. Mango, you've been doing good. Anita, ooh, you've been doing good. Leo agrees. B. Ray Gun Monster comes in, cosigns that B. E. Okay, we got someone coming in with Asian God thinks it's E. Uh, I guess answer choice E is uh, all right, so that's answer choice E that Asian God thinks is correct. The answer is E. People seem to think it's E. Now, I got to remind you guys, it has to match tone. So just kind of consider that when you're choosing your answers. Everybody's kind of jumping over to E. It's a pretty juicy answer. And it's true. I mean, tunnels are dark and scary. So all right, so let's go over this one. And there's a reason why I did this one like this, actually. So let's kind of look at these other answer choices to see what they're trying to do to you guys and like knocking you off your game. So check out this first one. There is proof that the underground tunnels, such as the Gothard-based tunnel, are beneficial to the economy of the surrounding area. Now, that is just a patently true sentence. And what they're hoping is that you read it and go, yeah, I mean, you build a tunnel and then you can probably have a gas station outside of it and maybe like a Burger King and maybe just like some McDonald's and like, yeah, the economy around the tunnel will definitely increase. That's true. But that's their trap. They put a true answer that sounds true and is true, but does it support the topic presented? We're not really talking about the economy of the surrounding area. That's why A is wrong. The same thing with E. Yeah, this is really true. Tunnels are dark and they can be really scary, but is that the main topic presented in the passage? No, that would be a very different topic talking about scary places. That's exactly not what we're going for. And a lot of you cats were surrounding B, and that's a really great choice. The Gothard Base Tunnel is an extraordinary example of how human ingenuity and persistence can overcome great obstacles. Now, that is like totally perfect, especially when you consider what the first paragraph talks about, right? Talks about the Alps mountain range. There was such an obstacle, right? The whole passage talked about what a pain in the butt it was to like build this tunnel. And then B actually kind of sums it up really nicely that it's human ingenuity with these crazy machines, persistence, and it can overcome a great obstacle like the Alps, right? Remember, the entire part of the answer choice needs to line up, not just with like, you know what I mean? Not just like it being true. So am I going to do math? I'm not going to do math today. If you're looking for some math work to do, go to my website and click on takeatest.com. If you're looking for math, take a test. And if you're looking for ELA, the big announcement is go to the shop because I am selling what I consider to be the best ELA practice test on the market other than the handbook. It's going to be better than Kaplan. It's going to be better than Barron's. It's going to be better than, any other person. I don't even know who else does it off the top of my head. Those are the big ones. And it will be better than that, guaranteed. It's a lot more close to the standards of the actual test, and it's written by me. And I've been tutoring the SHSAT to hundreds of kids for the past 6 years. So, I mean, yeah. So check out the shop. But if you're looking just to practice, and you don't want to bother your parents for a couple bucks, it's only like $4.50 or something. But if you don't want to bother your parents, just go to Take a Test, right? Oops. Just go to Take a Test. And you can take a test for free, man, because if you want to study, I want to help you. And that's generally what I'm here for. So I only got like a couple more minutes left before I have to like go and eat and stuff. Do you guys have any questions for me about like SHSAT stuff, the actual test day? How many grammar questions are there? There are 9 to 10 grammar questions. The rest, the remaining 47 are reading. Okay. So for these 9 to 10, you're going to get or you're going to get 3 to 4 standalone, and you're going to get 4 or 5 to 6 like in the paragraph form, like you. How long are each passages? That's a great question. So these grammar passages, they're not that long, but reading comprehension passages are anywhere between 500 and 1200 words, right? Something like that. I don't have the actual thing in front of me, but this is what it is. I didn't upload last week because I was in Seattle. I was traveling. Yeah, we're going to go back to Thursdays for sure. And I want to do more than just Thursdays because it's October and you guys have been awesome. So yeah, I want to do more live streams. Be on the lookout like around 5 or 6 o'clock. I'll be going on because that's generally when I get done with some work. How old are you? I'm 29 years old. 29. Yeah, which is old, but it's also fun. It's really fun to be an adult, guys. It's like you can do whatever you want. I ordered a pizza and I ate that. That's what I ate for breakfast was a pizza. So, I mean, that's just life, you know? You just got to live the dream. Yeah, what's up? Let's see here. Why didn't you live stream yesterday? Oh, because I had a tutoring session. Like, guys, it's been so awesome, but I've been getting a lot of tutoring students. And because of it, I have to give them priority sometimes. And the only time this kid could do it was Thursday at 6. So I just had to give it to him. But yeah, and I was also traveling. It was like a thing. And answer the questions in time. Can you give me some tips? Yes, I can give you tips. So to finish this ELA section on time, you're gonna have some grammar section. You're gonna have some grammar. That's like questions 1 through 9. And then you're going to have reading passages. And guys, there's 6 of these reading passages. 6 of them. So let's just number them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do you save time on the test? What if you get to passage 2 and it's super hard? It's like an old Victorian era story where they're talking about hoop skirts and stuff. You're like, dang. To save time, skip it. Don't even do it. Because if you're going to have to end up guessing at the very end, you should be guessing on this really hard one and really make sure that you get all of these, which are not as hard, right? So get these done and then focus on the hard one. And if you run out of time, you run out of time. So a bunch of really good questions actually right there. ELA section of the SHSAT. One thing I would say for the hint is you don't have to do it first. So if you like math, do math first. You can skip to the back of the book and do math. Like you don't have to do ELA first. They give you the book and it's in the front, but you don't have to do it. So if you don't like ELA and you're like, oh man, then do your math section first, then go to the ELA section, you know, or you can be jumping back and forth really. And a quick way to read stories and remember each of them, you guys annotate. So like this isn't a reading comprehension passage, but if it was, I would do something like this. I would read it and I'd go intro. Then I would read this and I would say building it, right? And then I would read this and I would say the time and stats, right, about it. And then for this one, I would just write conclusion. And the reason why I annotate each of them is so when they ask you a question, they go, how long is the Gotham Tunnel, right? Or how fast do cars go through it? Well, I would go to the time and stats paragraph and bang, I'd find it right here, 100, 125 miles an hour. So I can limit my search to just this paragraph rather than trying to read the whole thing again to look for the detail. So if you can break it up into smaller chunks, yeah. And yeah, you can write in the booklet on the actual test. Like you could write whatever you want. I don't think they look at it at all. I think they just throw it away. So it's totally for you to like note up and whatever. And if you buy my ELA test, I suggest printing it out and then doing it like that, just on the piece of paper. Okay. I've heard that they're making the ELA harder, the math easier this year. Who did you hear that from? Because I mean, it's hard to say what they're going to do. The tutoring place you go to, well, I wonder what they're basing that information off of, honestly. Um, I agree that they made the ELA easier. Oh no, ELA harder. No, I kind of disagree with that. And let me tell you why. So this was like the ELA that this is like a sample question that you would get for the ELA last year. This is a sample question for the ELA this year. Notice how for each answer choice, you have two things, right? That means that if you're like really bad with verbs, you can just look for commas and figure out which comma is right. And there's a lot of questions like this where if you can figure out one, it will help you figure out the other. Whereas before they didn't do that. So personally, I think the ELA section's a little bit easier. Math is super hard to tell because they didn't update their booklet. You know what I mean? What's on the okay ninth grade math section? You need to go to the student handbook, dude, and you need to scroll all the way to the end, and they have ninth grade math there. All the end at the end of the student handbook, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see ninth grade math for sure. Which specialized high school is the best in your opinion? Well, I mean, the original three are the best, right? So, like, I think those are good, but like honestly, oh, you've already solved all those? Yeah, but honestly, like, it has to do with geography, because like if you live in like Staten Island, you wouldn't necessarily want to go to Bronx Technical, you know what I mean, or the high school for math, engineering, and science or whatever. So, or science and engineering, math, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot to do with geography. A lot of kids from Staten Island, they get really high scores, but they want to go to Staten Island Tech because they don't want to have to take the ferry every day. You know what I mean? But if they have a parent that works in the financial district, maybe they could drop them off at STY. It has to do with that. And the least stressful specialized high school, I actually don't know, man. Yeah. How can I redo an SHSAT handbook test if I already know all the answers? Well, go on my website and buy an ELA section or buy a math section next week. I'm going to be pumping out test questions for you guys so you guys can practice with additional material because right now, just by looking at what's on the market, it's just kind of not great, you know? So yeah, if you're looking for math tips, Patel, come back to the next stream, dude. I was just doing ELA to announce the brand new shop that I opened up. I do what's up, Nitro? I do all of this stuff for free for you guys because my philosophy is that if you guys want to study, I want to help you study. But I also would love if I could get a little bit back from it or whatever, and get some support from you guys. I really appreciate that. Has there ever been a perfect score? Yes, there has been. And when will I live stream next? I don't know, but I will. What's up, Nitro? I will put a reminder for the next live stream, just like I did for this one. I'll like throw reminders up so you guys can like schedule your thing. So yeah, check out my website, and you can either go to the shop and buy that English section, or you can go and take a test and take a free diagnostic. Diagnostic. Yeah. So yeah, check it out and check out the shop, guys. It's less than $5 for the ELA section. It's a quality test. I spent just hundreds of hours building all of these so that I could release them on a consistent basis leading up to the test. So these are super high quality, dudes. And if you guys have any questions about any of my videos, you can always drop a comment, and I almost always respond to comments, or you could hit me on the email. Bang, right there too, right? No scrap. Yeah, exactly. You just get some space in the booklet. So yeah, exactly. So like to answer your question, Ahmed, like they'll do this. They'll give you something like this, and then just like I did, you'll have space around the question to answer it. You know what I mean? Like, and if they have a graph, they'll just put it like this, and you can work up here or over here or whatever, or you can like work in the back of the page, like whatever, dude. Like, just make sure that even though you have a small space, make sure you're working cleanly. You know what I mean? Like, don't let the small space be an excuse for like dropping, ones and not carrying and doing your division sloppy. Like, really work clean if you can, because a lot of mistakes come from just kids making subtraction errors or addition errors or whatever. All right, dudes. This is the same book I'm studying on. Yeah, man, this is the student handbook, dude. This is the that's the thing. So if you're looking for more, hit up my shop. Take the diagnostic on my site. Check out the videos and watch it. Yeah, I definitely got some more content coming your way. It's just been really busy around here, man. I'll tell you. I'll see you guys next stream for sure. Hit me up, tylertudortestprep@gmail.com. All right, I'm here for you, homies. Keep studying, keep working hard, and you can put yourself into a school. All right, guys, take it easy.